What's up, guys? We're tunneling our way back into Clash Royale with the best miner poison deck in the game. The rank number 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6 player in the world are all playing this deck. Because when this defensive deck is played to its full capacity, it doesn't lose. It's impossible for opponents to break through a Bomb Tower, Royal Delivery, and Evolved Knight, especially when the Little Prince's Royal Rescue blasts back any win condition, while the Little Prince ramps up his attack speed to shred any spam. While opponents don't have a clue what to do to break through, Miner Poison gets directly on tower for guaranteed damage. And this Miner Poison deck is built different. Instead of gradually chipping down towers, you can chomp down the entire thing with an Evolved Knight or Little Prince. Just catch your opponent when they don't have enough elixir, and you take the entire tower. When 5 out of the top 6 players in the world are all using the same deck, you know it's beyond broken. So it's time to tunnel into some matches and assert dominance. Lots of love to everyone that's supporting the channel with creator code SirTag. This guy's a top 1,000 player. Dropping a WoW right now, but I'm flabbergasted by the fact that our miner is going to be dropping some damage on the tower, maybe. Okay, never mind. I was going to say, it's always cool to cycle miners on the tower and then have your opponent like not be prepared and you get like a few miner shovel shots. Didn't happen there though. We're going to go for a log. I'm going to keep my ability right now. I'd rather save the ability as long as I possibly can because it's able to surprise the opponent. And in this particular moment, we're able to knock back the bowler and stop the bowler from targeting our Little Prince. Notice how the alignment's going to be messed up from the bowler and we force out a tornado. Does he actually just straight up lose the entire bowler? Yo, we outplayed a top 1,000 player with that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's insane. The Little Prince's range is incredibly deceptive too. I was going to say the ability was an outplay, and that's one of the reasons that I like Little Prince. I do think it needs a nerf, but I love the card concept that allows you to make those type of plays because a lot of people would have clicked the Little Prince ability on defense and then not had that potential. But I think the people that are going to win the majority of professional matches in this meta are all going to be the best Little Prince players in the game. The ones that really understand the card to maximize the unbelievable outplay and offensive potential that you can make. Like right there, I made a slight misplay. I should have minered in the back of the tower. And then because he didn't have tornado, he would have had to drop something in the back of the tower and something in front of the tower. Oh, I guess it doesn't even matter that I made a slight misplay. We're still winning. Wow. Dude, I'm going to take the entire tower with this log. We're running the Miner Poison deck, which typically shouldn't have this destructive firepower. But if you have Little Prince and you have a miner to tank for it, and your opponent, you know, loses an entire bowler to a 3 elixir ability, then you're probably just going to straight up win the game. The Little Prince ramps up damage over time, so if you guys notice what we did at the first push, we made sure that it stayed alive for as long as possible, and then we just got incredible value from it. And then he's going to go for bowlers and barbarians at the river. He's still not even targeting my Little Prince. This game is easily over. That was actually too easy, and if we had a little bit longer, we would have definitely 3-crowned the dude too. We had 2 knights and the guardian on the tower, and we had an unbelievable amount of firepower. Hey, Alpha finished 641 in the world. He's a part of the Cold Boys clan, and we're gonna warm his heart with our Little Prince. Whenever you see Little Prince charge through, you're probably like, I'm sick of this thing. The voice lines, I hear it every game. All right, we're gonna go for a knight a little bit lower. The Electric Spirit will chain onto our tower, but it's totally fine. I want to go in for a miner here, and I want to protect our Little Prince with that, so we have a little bit more time to drop the Little Prince ability. Yeah, so I'm going to click the Little Prince ability now. We should be able to lock onto some of the skeletons. The Fisherman's not going to be able to stop it, and he's probably going to go Goblins or something, right? Oh, he's going to go for a Royal Ghost instead. Still, logging that gives us the opportunity to get a couple extra hits. Since we fire faster than a Dark Goblin, it's important to get those extra shots in. Also, we can go Skeletons to finish off the rest of the Ghost, and Ghost the Ghost. Now we can go for Skeletons and Knight, and just cycle a lot of cheap cards, and get to our Miner to get more damage on the tower. Always want to poison on the Little Prince. It's going to cost 1 extra elixir, but it is well worth it. To not have to deal with that obnoxious card in my face, I will pay the ultimate price of 1 extra elixir. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I guess we are going to deal with that card anyway. I'm not going to click the ability, though. It's not worth it unless you are going to get guaranteed value from it. Most of the time, every ability in Clash Royale is worth cycling, but not the Little Prince ability if you aren't going to get value from it. I mean, we could maybe take out most of his tower on the right-hand side with the ability, but I want to concentrate on defending because my deck has got such good defense. If I give up damage, it would be really foolish, especially since I've kind of concentrated on the left-hand side anyway, and I have an Evolved Knight rushing at my opponent. This is not going to be an easy card for him to counter. So the Evolved Knight is going to force out a Little Prince. It's going to force out a Fisherman. Oh! Get ghosted, my man! Yo, he's got to put that ghost out of commission because the knight just stole the job. That's easy. That's so funny. And we can log to finish it off. I dropped our little prince just in case you want to go and click an ability or something. I'm actually going to make a prediction on a fisherman, so wait and see if we can get the guardian on top of that. Then I'm going to go poison on skeletons or whatever else he wants to drop. I just want to make this extremely obnoxious for him because he has to go for elixir. Otherwise, guess what? The guardian locks on a tower. So it makes sense for us to play like this. All right, I'm going to go skeletons here. We will kill the rest of the ghost. I want to vigorously cycle our knights because if we stack up a lot of evolved knights, then even if he's got an evolved royal giant, it doesn't matter. All right, I'm going to go in for our little prince. There's a chance he's going to have lightning. We'll have to wait and see. I'm going to go in for a delivery here if we need to. Actually, I don't want to. I'm just going to go in for the guardian. Then I'm going to go for skeletons on top of the royal ghost. And look at that. We don't have to drop a building. It doesn't matter if you're a 600 in the world finisher. You're getting deleted, my man. Oh my gosh. He killed the first one. We got a second one in his face. And that tower got deleted by a guardian. That is awesome. I love that the guardian is meant to protect, but when it's against the opponent, it goes full offense mode. And I genuinely didn't anticipate the derpy guardian locking onto the tower and loading up 300 damage there. It's kind of comical beating top ladder players in crazy ways like that. Yo, what's up, Tankerson? It's time to tank your towers. You might be addicted to getting damage soon if we're going to go for a knight in the back and then go for a little prince if he bombards us with anything at the river. So he's not cycling stuff right now, which is kind of waiting. He's rolling through with the most lackadaisical barbaro I've ever seen. Literally on his side of the map. Okay, so barbaro plus having Little Prince. I think he's trying to bait out my poison with Little Prince and gonna go graveyard on me. Fine, because we got royal delivery. Wait. He's not doing it. He's not doing it. We could go in for a little royal prince ability. Go and tank because the miner's about to die. And then force out even more elixir. The guardian's gonna lock on the tower. That is massive value. Because he expended so much elixir on top of the little prince itself. When the guardian dispersed away from the prince, we got damage. And that's one of the reasons why this deck is so strong. You go in for the miner in the back, you force out elixir there, then the little prince at the river forces out elixir, and then you unleash the little prince's ability for even more elixir spent from the opponent because the guardian is back at the tower after they already countered the miner. So it's just a monstrous mayhem for the opponent with your miner poison deck. And it's cool because you can create pushes out of thin air. And now this guy is going to give us a little bit of a scare going in for a Sparky. We're going to go for a delivery, and I think that the Sparky doesn't blast down the bomb tower, so that's important for us. Taking the bomb tower early is a little bit risky, but that's how we live. We live life adventurously out here. So we can go for a knight directly on top of this. I think that might be an okay play. I also wonder if the bomb tower is going to get targeted. I think it does. Oh, it doesn't! I thought the bomb tower would get targeted. I'm sadly and gravely mistaken. The bomb tower is going to get targeted by the Dark Prince there, though. We're currently still up 800 damage, but it should have been a lot better than that. Let's go for a Little Prince at the river and then go for a miner and see if we can get damage. Because if we're able to pull the knight away... No, I wanted the evolved knight to go towards the tower. Beautiful. Whoa! Dude, that Little Prince locked onto the tower too. And then we're able to blast back the Goblin Giant. What is happening in this game? This doesn't even make sense at all. These interactions are hard to read. Whenever the Little Prince is spontaneously spamming a little Guardian boy, it's weird, you know? You don't expect the Guardian to get you that much value and knock units back like a Shrek, like the Goblin Giant, but everything's working out in our favor.
I'll have you locked back in that tower for the rest of your days.
Okay, one thing that I do enjoy doing is going for poisons on Sparkies plus Little Princes, because Little Prince dies to the poison, and then we can go in for a log plus delivery afterward and completely clean up. The other thing that I'm slightly scared about is I don't know if we're going to lose our Little Prince. I hope that that's not the case, but sometimes that does happen. The guy's going to go for lightning. Jeez, spending a lot of elixir here. You know what? As long as we're able to go and kill the Goblin Giant, we're fine. Little Prince put in work, but it's still not enough to kill that stupid Shrek. Dude, Shrek, get off my tower right now. Okay, we take his tower. I think we're chilling. I'm just going to go for a bomb tower to secure the game, and we walk with a win. If you want to spam into an evolved knight, you're going to get stopped right at the door, man. The door will get slammed in your face, and you're not even going to try, because you know exactly what would happen. And winning that game puts us all the way up to 506 in the world. Let's go against Lego. Unfortunately, we kind of have a bad starting hand against them. Going in for a Royal Delivery, Log, and Skeletons, and then getting pre-Earthquaked, that feels mesmerizingly miserable. Making sure that he gets 1,000 damage lead at the start is hard for us to come back from. But if the Knight's going to be tanking for the Miner, maybe we can manifest this comeback. So he's going to go for Skeletons. I'm not going to pre-poison or do anything stupid. The one thing that I do want to do is activate King Tower here, and I should be able to accomplish that with a Firecracker as long as he doesn't blast down the bomb tower. Firecracker, just hit the bomb tower. You know you want to. Give me the King Tower activation. Let's go. So, we're currently still down 600 damage, but we might be able to flush this guy's power down the drain royally with our little prince. The Royal Rescue is what the ability is called, so I think it's pretty fitting that he's in this clan. Alright, he's going to Earthquake. That makes sense. He's just trying to get chip damage on our tower at this point because we do out-damage him with Minor Poison. That's one of the big benefits of our deck. So, I can go in for our Minor here, have that tank for our Knight, then go for the ability soon, and then go in for a Log, and then Skeletons. So I'm trying to play rather aggressive right now because if we keep our Little Prince alive, we might just win the game. That's the strategy. That's the game plan. He overcommitted on offense. I seized the moment. I knew he couldn't do that, and we punished him immediately. People aren't used to this card. Even if they're top 200 players, or I guess top 500 right now, they get wrecked immediately. And look at the Little Prince. Might even be able to 3-crown him if he just like chills and doesn't do anything. What the heck? Dude, his King Tower is at 2,000 HP. That's ridiculous. That's almost the same health as my little tower on the right. Well, might be able to 3-crown him, but I've definitely won this game. Unfortunately, didn't snag the 3-crown, but the guy defended the entire time, and I tried to go all in. After hammering that Hog Rider deck, we've jumped up a few ranks to 386 in the world. And that Hog Rider player that we crushed in a couple seconds was insanely good too. He finished 182 in the world at over 3,300 medals. So Nicho finished 406 in the world, and I just really wanted to call him Nacho. I'm going to log, and I missed the Ice Spirit because I'm an absolute animal like that. And I'm going to go for a Minor. So we don't necessarily do that much damage to his tower. Don't know what his deck is. He is going for a Little Prince. So I want to go in for a Bomb Tower here. Probably go in for Skeleton so the Little Prince doesn't give us too much trouble. He does slightly go and pull back our stuff using the Minor. So then obviously the Little Prince would have locked onto our tower. And that would have created chaos for me. So having the Bomb Tower there against the Wall Breakers actually saved my butt because it was able to distract the Little Prince and make sure that we had something to stop the Little Prince from aggravating us and locking onto our tower and the Guardian too. There's just a lot for us to defend there. So now I know that he's not going to be running a standard Minor Poison version. He's going to be running Wall Breakers as well. I want to go in for a Minor inside corner because he doesn't have Skeletons anymore, so we'll see what he decides to do. We're not doing the predictable placement that he wanted to see, and now we can start to cycle the Knight to get to the evolution. So generally, in this type of situation, dropping the Royal Delivery is not a bad play. I think that cycling the Knight might have been slightly better, but because he ended up dropping a Minor, I needed to completely cannibalize the Wall Breakers as quick as I could. All right, we're going to go for Knight in the back to start to get the faster card cycle. I do want to go in for Poisons as well, but I want to hit the Little Prince with it, to be honest. That's what our goal is right now. So I could cycle my Little Prince near the tower, but that's immediately going to get him to poison it, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to Minor in the back. Oh, let's go. Free poison value all day long, baby. We snagged that. So since he's going to have Evolved Skeletons coming at us, I want to go in for delivery on them so they don't start to lock onto my tower. And we should be able to get more damage than he is because our Minor, it only got Ice Spirited, right? So that's way better for me. I want to start going in for the Evolved Knight and then Minor, and I think that will be our play. We know he's going to have Skeletons in cycle, so I might have to just go for like a Log on those. Oh, beautiful. So he's going to give us 2 Elixir down the drain. Those Wall Breakers cycled right in the Knight. Was a card that I wanted to cycle anyway. So as soon as the Knight crosses the river, then we're going to go and use our aggressive Minor, so then hopefully we can get damage with that. Maybe the Evolved Knight locks onto the tower. He's going to go Wall Breakers. We can log them. The Evolved Knight should go towards the tower, please. Oh, it's not happening. It's going to get distracted by an Ice Spirit. But we can get back to another poison. So I want a Minor in the back so then Little Prince doesn't end up hitting that. We can go for a Royal Delivery, and then I can go in for a Bomb Tower as well. We're dropping everything out here, making sure that we are sparing no cost to counter it. I'm going to poison on 1 Elixir Skeletons, but since they're evolved, I don't think it's a bad trade. And then we can go for Skeletons here of our own, going for a Minor in the back. Start to keep up the aggression, going for a Knight. Oh man, we cycled 2 Knights there. Notice how I'm never really cycling our Little Prince just because it gets poisoned all day. Rather go and drop cards that are going to give us utility the entire time. We're going to log, and we're going to make sure that we replenish our elixir and we don't get too dangerous out here. All right, we're going to poison on this Little Prince because it doesn't get out of the danger zone as well. And going for a Minor. I'm going to go for Little Prince off to the side because he just uses poison. Then I can log. I think the log allows us to win because it's going to kill his Wall Breakers, and then I can poison twice and probably walk with a W. I'm going to go and use a Minor on defense against his Minor. Not because of anything else. It just needs to end up getting back to a poison. Let's go. Wow. That was such a tough game to play simultaneously while commentating because the guy is a top 400 player, and I knew if I lost, it would be a pretty tragic situation. I want to win all the games that we play today, and we're currently making massive momentum all the way to 308 in the world. And if you look at our battle log, just seeing wins feels sublime. Yo, what's up, Tornado? Hopefully you don't have that card. We just want to get that miner on the tower and not get a King Tower activation for you, bro. So I'm going to do that as fast as I possibly can, directly into a knight. That is not the sight that we like to see. So he's currently going to be up with the knight counter pushing, and I'm in a pretty bad spot because he cycled the knight evolution a little bit faster, and also, well, okay, it's a graveyard deck, right? Oof. Yikes. I think that the baby dragon does die, hopefully. As long as that dies, I'm happy. As long as that thing doesn't belch on my tower. So in this type of matchup, if we're playing against a graveyard poison deck, it is a priority for us to apply pressure on the other side. So after he defends against our little prince, he can't poison that and get damage on the side that he wants. Also, we want to draw out his knight, so then we get a cycle where we can miner and not be scared of him catching it. He would have to go like Barbrill, or maybe go for the little prince. And either one of those are not good counters to our aggressive miner poisons. So if we go for little prince here, he could poison left-hand side, but I think the little prince is going to run away from the poison. So I don't know if he'll do that. He should poison right-hand side instead of left. All right, we could log, we could go poison. There's a lot of different things that we can do. I'm just going to go for a poison because it does end up hitting the baby dragon too. Then I think I'm going to go and use the ability so we can distract the baby dragon for a little bit so that it doesn't end up killing the little prince in time. So the little prince will be able to finish off the baby D. And then maybe the guardian can get some damage. Please, just 1 or 2 shots. Nice. That is well worth it because imagine how many minor shovel hits that would take to do, I don't know, 400 damage. It'd be ridiculous. All right, we're going to go for a knight here, and we're going to follow through with a log on top of the Barbrill so then we can kill it. Unfortunately, the guy's playing really well. He's catching our miners every time. I'm not going to give him the King Tower activation with the NATO, but maybe I will in the future because it keeps getting caught. But we should be able to outcycle the knight. So maybe this is good. Maybe this is really good because my card cycle is quicker than his considerably. Let's go in for the Evo Knight at the river and then immediately go in for our miner. And the reason why we're doing this is because the knight is going to be tanking for the baby dragon and the tower, hopefully. Oh, not the baby dragon, but as you guys can see, he's not back to his knight, so the miner is going to give us guaranteed value. So getting that damage on the tower, it might not seem like a lot, but it is monumental in this game. All right, so he's going to go click the ability. Let's go for a log here and then go for skeletons. Or if we can just counter it with like solid 3 elixir as well, it'd be nice. All right, we can start cycling a bit more aggressively here with miners and poisons. So I'm going to poison right now. I should be able to get back to another one because of the 3-card cycle. I wonder if he's going to go for a graveyard or not. A lot of times they do. Sometimes they don't. You can go and roll through with the ability as well and then body block the knight so the knight's not going to lock onto my miner. That was pretty well played in my opinion. I shouldn't be patting myself on the back, but I think that was cool. I almost poisoned. That would have been horrible. I would have just thrown the game in the trash. Oh, that would have been totally tragic. All right, we're going to poison when the graveyard skeletons start to stockpile near us, and then I'm going to go for a miner, and we'll see if he's able to body block it or not. I don't know. No, he doesn't. Awesome. Yeah, because he used the knight on the left-hand side, so I was like, we probably get damage here. Hopefully. Maybe. We're getting some momentum, guys. You love to see it. We're going to go Little Prince, and then we're going to use our Evolved Knight on defense. Then we're going to Royal Delivery. Oh, Little Prince! He missed it! And now he doesn't have Knight in cycle, so we immediately go for the miner. So it's like, you see no Knight in cycle, you miner. You get damage. But they have to go for the Evolved Knight if they want to be able to get a good graveyard tank. Because the Barbrill and the Baby Dragon, they're just getting stopped and shredded by our Little Prince and our Knight. So it's fun to have this happen. So he's cycling the knight again. That's our key to go in. You already know we're going to go and make it happen. Okay, we're going to click the Little Prince ability so we can dishevel his Little Prince so we can win that interaction. Force out a poison possibly from him. And then we're going to start to go and ramp up the aggression. Go for a poison on the Tombstone Skeletons. Maybe Little Prince dies. I think it does. But the Guardian, it is evolving. It is not guarding today. Full offense, bombs away. All right, we can go in for a miner in the back because I think he used Tornado. I don't think he's going to be able to activate King. It doesn't even matter if he activates King at this point. His tower is so freaking low. So this is what you do. When you're at this point, you just spam like a savage and you look at it and you're like, this is how we play Clash Royale. Finishing off the Little Prince because Little Prince is the main scary way for him to win. And then we vigorously cycle miners and poisons on the tower and close out the game. When it's around like 700 HP at double or triple elixir, it's kill zone. There's nothing he can do to stop me. Poison does way too much damage, so you want to cycle it slightly before you cycle the log. And then when you drop the log, it's a one-hit wonder. The log does all of its damage at once. You gotta love destroying the graveyard deck that's finished #1 in the world more times than I can count. Having a quick card cycle with minor poison maneuverability allows you to outplay any matchup in the game. Like, subscribe for more daily videos, and have an incredible rest for your day.